You know, I've been sitting on this topic for a few months now. I almost didn't film it because honestly I didn't want my colleagues to see this. But I have to be real with you. I really tried to do everything right. I followed the script. I got the degree my parents could be bragging about at dinner parties. But when I finally landed that perfect job as a scientist, nanotechnology, the whole thing, from the outside, it looked like I was crushing it. But on the inside, I was hollow and just totally burned out. If I could go back and talk to my 20-year-old self, the guy who was staying up all night studying just to please everyone else, I would tell him one thing, and I'm telling you this right now. That hobby everyone tells you is a distraction, the thing that actually feels like play, that's not getting in the way of your potential. It is your potential, and you need to build your entire life around it. So in this video, I'm going to give you the exact framework I would use to do it right from day one. So you don't have to waste years of your life like I almost did. Look, most of us get handed a script when we were young. It's written by people who love us, our parents, our teachers, and it's supposed to be the blueprint for a good life. You know the one. Get good grades, go to a good college, pick a practical major, and land a secure job. The goal is always stability. And that stability is a drug. We get addicted to the chemistry of feeling safe, even when we're dying inside. I was a good student. I followed that script to the letter. I went into nanotechnology not because I genuinely loved being in the lab, but because it ticked all the right boxes. It sounded prestigious. It was practical. It made my parents beam with pride. For the first few years, just having that stability felt like enough. On paper, my life was a masterpiece. But here's the thing about living out someone else's dream. Eventually, you have to wake up. For me, the wake-up call started with that quiet dread on Sunday nights. I'd be sitting at my desk staring at data and just feeling hollow. I was a high performer, but internally I was what you might call quietly cracking. I was hitting my targets, getting good reviews, but I was holding this professional mask up while everything inside was a mess. I would look at the clock, wait for 5 p.m, go home, and then loop the same anxious thoughts until I had to do it all over again the next day. It's a cycle that feels inescapable. I was looking at friends who had these great careers, made more money, and seemed genuinely happy actually. I just kept asking myself, what am I doing wrong? And this is the trap of the golden handcuffs. My whole lifestyle was built around a salary that basically felt like a hazard pay for my soul. And leaving felt impossible. How do you just walk away from that kind of security? How do you tell your parents the life they're so proud of is making you miserable? The work wasn't the enemy. The misalignment was. I was spending 40 hours a week using a part of my brain that felt forced, while the part of me that actually felt alive, the creative storytelling part, was just collecting dust. For the longest time, burnout was just this background noise in my life. The chronic exhaustion I would fix with another cup of coffee. The Sunday scaries I brushed off as just the normal part of adulting. But burnout is a debt, and that interest compounds silently. Sooner or later that bill comes due. My breaking point wasn't some dramatic movie scene. It was quieter, sadder, and a lot scarier. The constant stress led me straight into a deep depression. It felt like all the color just had been drained out of my life. It got to the point where I had to get professional help. My doctor and my therapist, they were crystal clear. My job was a literal threat to my health. That was it. The fear of staying finally became greater than the fear of changing. The performance was over, so starting that side hustle, and no exaggeration, was the most liberating and terrifying thing I have ever done. My entire identity was wrapped up in being the scientist. When I started to turn my focus towards something new, I didn't just add a project. I started to question who I even was. And so began the messy middle. This is the part nobody shows you on Instagram. It's the unglamorous, confusing, doubt-filled reality of living a double life. I remember telling my parents, they weren't angry, they were just confused. But your job is so stable, they said. And the truth is, I had no real plan. In the beginning, I just needed to feel a spark again. I bought a cheap used camera and just started filming things. It was clumsy, my first videos were objectively terrible, but man, for the first time in a decade, I felt that spark again. I wasn't pushing myself to work, I was being pulled by my own curiosity. If you are in this messy middle part right now, juggling a job with a dream, I want to hear about it. What's the biggest thing you're struggling with? Let me know in the comments, because I promise you, you are not alone in this. The shift from the messy middle to what I'm building now wasn't like flipping a switch, it was more like a sunrise, gradual. The first thing I did was give myself a new title. I wasn't just a scientist with a side project, I was a content creator. I started taking it seriously. I watched hours of free tutorials on lighting and sound. To make some extra money, I started actually freelancing as well. The pay was awful at first, but I was earning something way more valuable. Proof. I was gathering proof that I could actually do this. Slowly, one project at a time, things started to build. And now today my life looks nothing like it did before. My office is wherever my camera is. And the real measure of my new life is my well-being. I don't have that Sunday night dread anymore. I've redefined success not as a number in the bank account, but as the feeling of alignment. But look, I'm not saying I have it all figured out. Truth be told, I still hold on to some of that old identity. I still have days where I feel like I'm drifting. I'm becoming more conscious of it, but I'm still working through it. I'm telling you this so you know that finding yourself isn't a destination. It's just a better way to travel. When I look back, I realize my whole journey wasn't just random chaos. I call it the no regret framework. It's 5 steps to align your life with what you're actually meant to do. Step 1 is to audit your childhood. Think about it. What did you do for hours just for the fun of it? Your potential lies where your natural talent and your genuine joy overlap. Step number 2 is to redefine your success. You have to consciously reject the world's definition. Success might be autonomy, it might be a creative expression. Write it down, whatever it is for you. Step number 3, build a bridge, don't leap. This one is actually crucial. Don't leap off the cliff, build the bridge. While you're still at your current job, start dedicating consistent time to your passion project. Treat it like a real side hustle. And step number 4 is to embrace imperfection. Perfectionism is the enemy of action. My first videos were embarrassing proof of that. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be consistent. And step number 5 is to align your time. Reclaim your hours. Reinvest them in building your bridge. And look, for years I was haunted by this fear of wasting my potential. I thought potential was this debt I owed the world. The biggest lesson I've learned in this: your true potential isn't about what others expect you of achieving. It's about having the courage to become who you actually are. Please, don't wait for a breaking point. Don't wait until you're miserable as I was. Start today. Do the audit. Lay the first plank on your bridge. A lot of you are going to close this video and walk right back into that same cycle tomorrow morning. You will drink the coffee, you'll stare at the data, and you'll tell yourself it's fine. It's not fine. The biggest waste of potential isn't failing. It's the regret of never really trying at all. Your authentic life is waiting for you to build it. If this resonated, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.